another show of Candyology. I know y'all like, we was at 6, now we at 8. See, 8 o'clock is my normal time. You know, we just had to make up for a show from last week. You know, things happen, but, you know, we keep hope alive. Right. So, if you missed out on the last show at 6 o'clock, y'all, you have got to go back and watch. We were talking about healing from infidelity. Healing from infidelity. And I had my guests, Damien and Jamie Johnson from Marriage is Real, talking about the cheating process and what we thought was emotional cheating and physical cheating. And then we talked about what cheating really looks like. And then we talked about how we can heal from that, you know, through counseling, through forgiveness, through acknowledgement. We talked about so many things. If you did not see that show, go back and watch. It was a good one, y'all. Yes, it was. We also talked about me becoming a Mocha marriage trainer. Mocha Marriage is a company where they do workshops and coaching and counseling for all types of different couples. And if you see on the screen, I became a Mocha Marriage certified trainer, and it is part of now my coaching services at Candyology CS. I'm so excited. So what that workshop gives you is the tools to communicate with your spouse, and it deals with emotional intelligence. It deals with triggers. It deals with a safe way to talk to your spouse or significant other about the things that happen in your relationship, and you can definitely flourish by taking this workshop. So that workshop is now available through Candyology CS for groups, for one-on-ones, for 10, 15, 20. It doesn't matter how many people, as long as you book in advance so I can accommodate you guys. So guys, you can reach me at Candyology CS on every single platform there is. So that's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. At YouTube, it is Candyology Radio. And if you are watching on YouTube, go ahead and click that red subscribe button. That red subscribe button. Yes, please and thanks. So, this particular show, guys, is featuring some of my favorite guys in the whole wide world. They look crazy. They keep me laughing. They have their own podcast called No, I'm Right, but today they will be wrong. No, I'm kidding. They're about to hit my platform with me. We have Nathan Price and we have LA. Some of you guys know him as LA Runs Dallas. And I have a quick bio for both of them. Nathan is 39 and a sexy single father. He's a heart attack survivor and a member of the American Culinary Federation. He is also a member of the Texas Chefs Association, a 3 times bronze medal winner in the ACF sanctioned hot food competition. And he's currently the purchasing manager for the culinary program at TCC. And yes, then I said the other half of No, I'm Right. Mr. LA Runs Dallas. I'll read a little bit and I'm gonna skip around. He has taken over Dallas with his infectious personality. LA has been entertaining audiences for years. As a writer and rapper, he forged relationships with radio personalities Skip Murphy in the Morning and Skeet Cheatham. LA moved from hip hop stage to being the hostess with the mostest. LA remains the current EMC and host ambassador of the Texas International Hair Show, which you guys saw a few pictures of him and I there. He is also the brand ambassador for me for Bedroom Candy. He is showcasing and producing his acting chops on LA's upcoming show called Cutting Up with LA. And then he's the other half of the crazy podcast, No, I'm Right. So when we come back, the No, I'm Right boys will be joining us and we'll be talking about Men Need Love Too. We'll be right back on Power Play Radio. What up, y'all? It's your girl, Candy J, with another episode of Candyology. You're just joining me. You see, I have a man to my left and a man to my right. Ooh, wait, Jesus. Yes, some sexy men in the building. To my left is Mr. L.A. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
How you doing?
What's going on, people? Mr. L.A. runs Dallas. And this is serious today, so we're going to go ahead and get these on right now.
Oh, that's your Steve Urkel look?
Serious bit night.
Or Stefan Urkel?
No, this is that L.A.
Oh, yeah.
One of a kind.
Get it started. Yeah.
Oh, we're getting it popping. Oh, okay.
That's very poignant.
Hello, Nathan. How you doing?
I'm doing well. It's, this is Nathan the Impossible Kid, a.k.a. Haven's dad here, trying to keep everybody in line. That's all I'm here to do.
Haven's dad.
Absolutely.
That's
my baby. That's right.
I love it.
Right.
Made for one woman. That's his daughter.
Right. Absolutely. Who else? Listen, my fault you ain't found the right one. I did. I want you to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I made the right one. I ain't know to tell you. You know what I'm saying? It starts early.
Hey, when you can't date them,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You can't date them?
Right. I don't know what that means. That sounds like some creepy. Right. Listen, I'm building the future. Listen. Generational wealth.
No, I'm right.
Okay. My fault. My bad.
This is Candyology.
Right.
Love.
Serious.
Right.
Sex. And relationships.
It's a good thing you between us. Good job.
Oh, yeah, I did that on purpose.
Ooh,
okay.
Talk about it.
So, we are talking about men need love too.
Facts.
Men need love. But, I mean, we have a song that's called Girls Need Love. Girls Need Love, right?
Yes.
So how do y'all feel about that song? Because, I actually kind of felt some kind of way when that song came out, to be quite honest. Because I felt like people need love too, and I feel like we always talk about women need love, but what about the men? How did y'all feel?
I just think it's more, patronizing and fanfare for the woman out there. They always need something. It's always something. More love, more this, more that. It's always you're always in need of something. What do you bring it to the table though? But you always need something.
I would have to co-sign with my friend to say that it's a lot of women's first out in the world. A lot of women's first. A lot of the different narratives that they spill and put out is, hey, take care of the woman.
Yeah.
Woman first. Yeah. Man second. He'll be all right. He's strong. And I would agree with that small part with that young man right there.
I mean, we're not on our show. So
no. So I'm saying, so it's okay to, it's okay. We won't even go into that. But yes, sometimes it seems like the man is forgotten. And I think that
I'd say
most times.
I do agree.
Right.
And that's why I'm definitely an advocate. And that's why I had this show today.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
So, I'm about to dive in. So I thought I was going to go one way, but let me just ask this question. What does love look like to y'all? To men and to y'all personally. What does love look like to you?
You going to speak for every man, or should I?
Sir, I am the man.
Speaking for every man.
You are every man. You're the every man, right?
I'm
Right.
the every man.
Let him speak for him.
Let him speak for him.
This isn't our show, Nathan, so you can feel free to go first.
I can?
Once,
right.
You know what I'm saying? While we have this show, but...
Well, usually, anyway.
Business as usual.
Right, business as usual. 8 p.m.
Business as usual. But
right.
You can go ahead.
Right.
Yeah.
What does love look like?
What's love got to do with it?
Right. I guess for a man, it is usually happiness. Is what everybody would say. That's the cookie cutter answer, to say that if I'm happy in my relationship, that's what love looks like. And what I find in the other person is going to be some sort of supplement or a complement to what I have going on in my life to make me feel better as a person. So if I'm stressed, that person is with me, that person supports me. I don't have a really one-word answer for that, what love looks like. I guess it changes with the situation, scenario, and the person. I found love in different places. I feel I found love twice already so far. It didn't work out, but it doesn't mean it wasn't love that I found. Mm-hmm. It just means that we couldn't come together as a unit to continue it, to make it, to fertilize it and make it grow, and to help it be a better situation for everybody involved, children including.
Right, so it's hard to cultivate it to what you guys
do. It is very, very hard to cultivate that.
Okay, what about you, Al?
I think love is kind, it's patient. You know, if I can take a play from my buddy Kurt Franklin. But it definitely is those things because, you know, men has to have some type of comfortability in love. First of all, love is a creature that men do not often dwell with. You know, that's more a line of feelings, emotions. Men are normally based on logic, reason.
Okay.
So when you know, when it comes to love, when we feel love through a lot of action, not so much words all the time. So when finally we are at a point to where we are able to express ourselves verbally, we'd like y'all to listen. I mean, I don't think it takes all that for y'all to actually just listen and hear us out when we have something that's on our minds to get off our chest. I mean, everything is not perfect. You know, we're not going to always make the right decisions, say the right things to comfort you or make you feel empowered or make you feel reassured. But if we're doing the best job we can, encourage us and motivate us and cultivate us to do better. And then if we are doing better, allow us to give you some feedback as well. I think love is a two-way street, and women keep driving in both lanes.
Interesting. I'm not even gonna touch it right now. I'm just gonna let it marinate.
That was a lot.
I'm just gonna let
He
it
was
marinate.
out there. He was out there deep in the weeds first, but then he reeled himself back in. I'll give him that.
Right.
At first, he was out there.
I always do that. That's me. That's
Right. And then with the two-way street, the metaphor, I like that.
That's what perfection is about.
Is that?
Oh.
Right.
You not know which direction
You're
you're
perfect?
going, and then you land right there on bullseye.
But you perfect?
Yeah. Sometimes a straight shot is
I don't-
boring.
listen.
Sometimes if you go around and then all of a sudden you just hit it like that, it's an exciting journey.
It's called
all about the journey.
the scenic route.
It's all about the journey.
It's the scenic route. Yeah, I would agree.
Okay.
I would agree.
I
Right.
have so much.
Yes.
When
Yes.
looking for a mate, then, since we're talking about love,
Okay.
Winning right now.
when we're looking for a mate, what's
not
the
a
most
challenge.
important thing to you? When looking for a mate, what's the most important thing to you?
The most important.
The most.
We got to pick one.
You can pick multiple, but give me a list. You can give me a
The question
list.
is not. The question is not important things. The question is the important thing. So,
Okay.
are we talking about one?
Can we at least say three then?
Okay.
Three.
All right.
Tell me three.
All right. So, I would say that one of the most important things is going to be dedication. You have to be dedicated to this commitment through all faculties of it. You know, good days, bad days, etc. Dedicate to it. I guess that could also be stuff as commitment, so to speak. But you know, dedication. I believe that that's a better term because that means that you are willing to do what it takes to reach that common goal. The next one is going to be understanding. Understanding also falls into the whole forgiveness, you know, being able to relate, you know, so all of that goes into understanding. I think that that's extremely important. And the last thing I would say is, I don't know if there's pretty much a word for it, but you got to keep the sparks alive. You got to keep the interest. You got to keep courting one another, keep dating one another, keep the attraction strong. That would be the other thing that I would say. LA's top 3 in relationships.
So, I'm a wait to answer that
Right, yeah.
question. Go ahead.
I guess I'm the shallow one, but I want her to look good too. You know, looking for a mate.
Or a Nate.
Looking for Nate's mate.
Or a Nate.
Listen. Yes, looking for Nate's
Don't
mate.
start.
Yeah.
Don't start.
Looking for Nate's mate for a date.
Don't
Yeah.
start.
Right.
Continue.
Honesty is probably the most important thing for me because I can deal with anything as long as you're honest with me. I mean, because when you lie to me, when you tell me things that aren't the truth, or you hide something from me, that helps. That leads me to believe that either you are just a underhanded person, or you're afraid of the truth, or afraid of telling me the truth, and you don't have a respect for me that I want you to have. So, honesty for me would probably be number one. I mean, I don't really care, you know, the commitment and the the dedication and stuff will come with time and we getting to know each other, because we can put together, you can say you're committed, but if you're not honest about what you want, how can I commit to you if I don't know what you want or who you are as a person and individual, and my expectations will rile up. So honesty probably the first thing. Like I said, I'm the shallow one, so we have to.
Don't read it off of mine, man. Don't pick it back off mine. Stay
I don't.
yours.
We're talking about men in general. We're talking about men in general.
So stay
well, I say
with mine.
commitment.
Okay.
I didn't say dedication.
It's part of dedication.
Yeah, you can't have all the words.
I can have them.
You can have just the ones that apply to you, not all the words.
And they do.
So, I'm sorry, I was off topic.
As usual.
So yes, honesty is the first one. After that, when it comes to how we vibe together and how we relate to each other is important because having an honest relationship with somebody and having an open relationship with somebody and being a part of a team is important. Working towards the same goal.
Right.
You have words for me? Right. Yeah. Alternative facts for me too. Right. You have work for me too. Right.
So what does she look like then? Because it's attraction.
Attraction is important. A confident woman.
Hold on.
Confidence can come through in physical attributes, how you carry yourself, things that you do and you say, how you dress. I mean, usually how you clothe yourself tells me what you think of yourself, or the things you're trying to enhance, the things that you want to conceal. Did I miss something or what? Right.
What she look like? I just wanted to make sure. Go ahead. Though.
Okay. Anyway, so as I said, yeah, but okay. So for me. There's no perfect woman to say that if I wrote down a list of height, weight, physicality, strength, whatever, that would be something different with every person because I'm attracted to a lot of different things. I like who likes me. That's usually what is the first thing.
So wait.
Right.
So I'm confused.
Go ahead,
you
please.
like who likes you?
Yes.
So if I said Nathan,
can
we date today?
Today we had the radio show right now.
Why is the glass?
Listen, I don't know.
Can we go out tonight? I mean, if I said that,
it's late. Late. What? How long is the show? What do you want me to do? I mean, I'm not prepared. I got to pick up Haven. You know what I'm saying?
Haven's dad.
Right. Haven's dad is in full effect. But you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I like who likes me and I like you. But that don't mean we got to date. That just means I like you. We can move forward. Boy. Listen, it might be the truth. You never know. It might be the truth.
That boy,
listen.
That boy wrench around.
Wrench around? Did he wrench around?
He wrenched around on that one, baby.
Well, listen, I had to. I didn't want to step on nobody's toes. You know what I'm saying?
He wrenched around on that.
I mean, I'm just saying, because you said you like who likes
I do like who likes me.
So,
that is an important factor.
So short, Candy, so
right. Facts. Facts. Yeah.
I had to go ahead and shoot my shot.
Shoot your shot. Right.
Listen.
Hey, shoot your shot.
You just became foul, okay?
Right. It was a wait.
He not used to
You gave me 4? I'm not sure. I thought it was 3. You gave me an extra one. Listen, you're being generous today. Right. Listen, and she's one of a kind in that 4, right? She's one of a kind in that 4. Yes, absolutely, right. At all of them, she's one of a kind. Right. As I said.
Okay, I mean, I just,
No, you good. No, I understand.
We got off track. I'm sorry. Okay, so, so which brings me to my next question. Okay, what does she look like? And you brought up a lot of things, actually. So let me dive into this particular question, though. So have either one of you been hurt before? Because you mentioned that you fell in love.
Yes.
And, that didn't work out.
Right.
Have you all been hurt before?
Every Wednesday at 8. Is this how I'm speaking? Every Wednesday at 8 till 9. My feelings are hurt. For an hour show.
Right. She meant relationship. So.
Yes, I meant
well, that's a relationship. I relate.
Not painfully having to exist with somebody who is importantly under talented than you.
I know. I hate having to do that.
So
right.
Yeah. You know, experience pain. Absolutely. I can harken back to my high school days of receiving pain, embarrassment from women. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've been hurt. Yeah. Who hasn't? Who hasn't been hurt?
So, in your new relationships, when do you open up about those hurt?
Well, I believe it is important to establish ground upon not necessarily. I feel it this way. I feel it's not necessary to regale people of stories of you being hurt and what that other person did and all that, because at times that puts the new person uncomfortably in a situation where they either may not relate to it or may have been the person that's accused of doing that same thing to someone else.
Puts them on defense.
Yeah.
Puts them on defense.
So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I do feel like it's important to take from your hurt to understand and process it. So when you're discussing with the new person that you're trying to date, you can kind of let them know, hey, you know, this is something I can't deal with. If it's about a person being, let's say jealousy, if we can. If, you know, hey, I can't deal with a jealous female because I was in a relationship where, you know, because of my critically acclaimed show, my many hosting duties, my, you know, claimed rapping career, acting career, etc. You know, a lot of people can't handle the fame that comes with me. So therefore, you know, she did everything to embarrass me outwardly when she could, whenever she felt inadequate. So, you know, you would just explain that, you know, with dating me, it comes, you know, a lot of spotlight and attention. So therefore, you know, if you're able to handle that, then cool. If not, then we'll need to have this progress a little longer.
Do you share the spotlight with
Nope.
your?
I can answer
Well,
that.
I would believe that, you
No.
know, it depends on the person if they want to be in the spotlight. A lot of times, you're not going to date someone who equally wants to share a spotlight in the mass public like you.
So is there a way for
Sometimes
you?
that works. I'm sorry. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Is there a way for you?
Candy show. Go ahead, Nathan.
Is there a way for you? I'm sorry, I can't ask questions. I'm a still look for.
That's the host.
No,
How
no,
the
no,
show's
no.
supposed to go. This ain't
I don't
going
know.
right.
We
I know it's
were
hard to
outside
tell. Hey,
and we got
I know-
instructions
hey, I know
about how the show was supposed to go, but I was never told I couldn't ask questions.
I know it's difficult.
Well, I'm always in the co-host
But
mode.
we okay in this show.
Being a number two is what I always
Yeah,
do.
you're the number one. Number
Settle
two.
down.
Right.
What was your question?
I done forgot it now. And that's how he tries to win. Is by confusing, bamboozling.
Wednesday,
So,
JP.
No.
Answer the question though. When do you open up about that when you have you're embarking upon a new relationship?
The initial question you were saying is about being hurt, but you're saying now is if I am famous or if I have a spotlight or my hurt, do I explain my hurt to the other
You only have
person?
one of three of those.
I'm only talking about her.
Hurt. Okay.
That's the only thing you
I'm
got.
only talking about her.
I will, if I feel the relationship has merit, then yes, I will share those because I'm looking for them not to, you know, fall down that path or go down that road. Maybe they have some of the same idiosyncrasies as somebody that I was with before who, you know, they may get jealous, you know, or they may express my big thing, and I'll say this, is how you express anger, is how we argue. I feel as if you don't really know the relationship you're in until you have an argument, because how that person deals with your anger and how they deal with their own personal anger is important. Can you be around each other? Do you need space? Are you a loud talker?
Are you destructive?
Are you destructive? Are you self-destructive?
Demonstrative?
Right, absolutely.
God,
Are you self-hurt, or are you calling the police or whatever? Any situation, I feel like you don't really know the person until you get into an argument with that person, and y'all come out on the other side. For me to be able to say to somebody, I love you. For me to say to somebody, I want to be with you. I want to spend time with you, personal time. I want to isolate myself with you and leave everybody else out. I have to know that person and me, we vibe on a level of I can tell you my problems and you can handle them.
You can hold her hair after she throws up when you say little things to her.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds personal. I don't know how to.
When you tell her you love her, and all, you hold her hair.
Oh, that was a joke. Oh,
Everybody got it. Everybody that's funny got it. Which is why he
Oh,
you
I
see
thought
more.
so.
Ways that he's not comedic.
So
APS
right.
Wednesday nights.
You told me that you had your serious glasses on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I know that you're such a singularly focused person that you would only do the serious part now, not the funny part.
Correct.
You struggle so hard on Wednesday night with the funny part.
Correct.
I have to carry you. But today,
Candy, you can continue.
So listen. So how do y'all deal with the hurt though? So how do you as men deal with the hurt? How do you as men?
I need a moment. I need a moment.
What does that moment look like?
That moment looks like being a productive man. I mean, and I don't mean to Bible thump here, but all honesty, you know, it does say so in the Bible. You know, finding ways to be productive, focus on your talents, focus on your vision, your goals. Start doing that. You know, I don't know if it has to do with philanthropy or what, but you know, focus on doing something that's positive out there that helps empower yourself with the same positivity that you want to exude, and then that way, you know, things will come back around. You know, I feel like goodness out there, you receive goodness in return that helps you self-reflect and all of that. So I really do believe that. I believe
so you
that,
take time to rebuild. Is what you're saying to me. What about you, Nathan?
does that? Yes. Is that? Well, I had a question and I don't know. Now I've been admonished for asking questions.
No, I want you to ask questions. Don't listen to him.
Okay, so Mr. Anderson, your take.
LA runs Dallas, all formats, all the time.
Mr. Anderson, go ahead.
So, Mr. Anderson, I was just asking that. Is that the way that you deal with all pain or just relationship pain? Is that you're moving forward? So, look, okay. Still, anyway, so all I'm saying is,
LA.
when it comes to
Your question.
well, I was asking, does that help you through when you're refocusing your mind on the philanthropy or whatever you're doing? How do you deal with? Because for me personally, when I deal with things, I have to take them head on, and I have to sit in a situation and focus on what the problem was, where I was at fault, where I feel we misunderstood each other, and where the miscommunication was. Now, if I'm not doing other things, it seems hard. It's even more difficult for me to be able to focus on that. So I'm asking, does that work for you in all facets?
Well, I feel that Candy brought up the question of how do you deal with the pain, and I feel that you don't know what it is that you're feeling until you have learned what it is.
Okay.
So pain is learned, like love, like most emotional and senses that we go through life, that's learned to understand it. So therefore, I can't consider something fresh, meaning that I'm dealing with pain. I might be hurt, but pain and hurt to me is two different things. You know, you can get hurt and stub your toe right quick, but the pain is the realization of what happened. So therefore, I feel like understanding the pain and dealing with the pain is then going out there and, you know, doing all those things. Whether it be, you know, they don't have to be philanthropy. It could be spending a lot more time with friends and family.
Right.
Because a lot of times we're so busy in life, you know, signing deals and, you know, autographs and stuff. So
well, before you get too far into it, before you get time to all that stuff, I
I'm
agree
saying,
with the. I feel like the pain follows the hurt. Like you get hurt and you feel the pain. I agree with that part that they're separate. Just how you deal with them, you know, might change, and how do you bring that full circle back to your partner? Do you reintroduce that to your partner? Is that, and I don't mean to take over and ask questions, but do you?
You're changing the question.
No, not changing the question. You've already answered the question. So
I'm asking the next question.
Right, I'm asking a follow-up question. These are
I
called
didn't know she was doing
follow-up questions. You don't. It's not just one question and then we stop and do something else.
I didn't know there was two Candies on the show. I'm sorry.
I'm not. That's Candy.
Yeah.
That's Candy. You know Candy.
I didn't know it was Candy and Snickers.
You know what?
Candy and Snickers.
So, as you can see, that this is a riveting conversation, guys. But
Butterscotch top head said Snickers.
So we will be right back on Power Play Radio Network.
He's a snack.
LA Candy and dessert.
He's a snack.
Welcome back to Candyology. As you can see, my name is Candy J, right? Oh, okay. So, but I have the Know I'm Right men with me today, Mr. L.A. Runs Dallas and Nathan Price. Yes, I do the Impossible Kid. Is that
Absolutely?
Yeah, that's the tag. Okay, so listen, we've been having a riveting conversation, and I love it. But I do have another question. So, do you believe that the easiest way or the quickest way to get over a woman is to get under another one?
No.
I already knew from your answer. And knowing you. What?
The quickest way to self-destruct, yes, would be to get to another woman. But no, I don't agree with to answer the question plainly. No, I don't believe to obtain another one. No, is to but there.
You sound like there's more to that answer.
Well, I mean, I would say you can waste your time, and a lot of times with men, it just takes, with anybody really, it takes time. So from one point to the next, to get your mind off of it, so you're not doing things that are too destructive. Yeah, I mean, obtain, no, but go out and talk to other women. Casual sex, sometimes they get your mind off of it, especially if you've already left the other person and it is actually over and there's no coming back. But if you feel like there's a way to get back to that person, then probably not. Obtaining another woman is just going to confuse you and make the situation worse to begin with.
I agree. Definitely agree. So here's my next question though, and it's on course, but it's off course. So when you get into these relationships, and I don't know if either one of you are really in a relationship right now or not, but do you talk about the importance of love languages? And do you know what love languages are?
Yeah, I don't discuss love languages. I feel like I'm not going to take something out of a textbook and use it towards the natural progression of getting to know people. I take things like that, like zodiac signs and horoscopes and all of that. It's plain old fashioned getting to know somebody, spending time, letting that friendship blossom organically. That's what you do.
So before you answer though, you do realize that these things have been researched, couples have been studied, people have been studied, and they've come out with all of those things that help people to progress. Yeah. I know plenty of people that have taken the love languages, and it's really pretty much on point, and you can almost go to the T of how a person...
You need a test, a textbook, or a survey to tell you how to love somebody, you ain't ready. How about that?
Yeah, I don't agree. Nathan?
I also, from what I know of the love languages, which is not a lot, and not to piggyback off of what Mr. Anderson was saying, but so not to piggyback what LA was saying, but the love language part just helps you to identify how you express love. I don't know if it tells you how to love somebody, but it lets you know.
It's twofold. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, it lets you know how you express your love, and I'm okay with that, because we as humans have struggles with how we're programmed to what love is supposed to be and how we express it. I am with Mr. Anderson to say that nobody can tell you what love is to you, but somebody can help you to identify it for yourself. And the love language thing, I would say, is a guideline to say these are things that work for other people, apply to your life as needed on this basis. But I agree to say that that book is not going to say that I need to love you like this. Correct. Right. Yes.
Okay, so let's debate about it for 5.2 seconds, though, right? So I purposely shut up, Ella. I purposely know that I am a quality time person. I mean, I'm messing up my words right now. I'm a quality time person.
Okay.
Right. I'm an acts of service person, and I'm a physical touch person. Right. So those are the ways that I like to receive love. Right? But those are not the ways that I actually give love, because I'm a gift giver. I do like quality time and all of those things. So when introducing myself to a new person, I know, am I going to come out with the gate like, oh, let's take the love languages test? No, not necessarily. But if I do see something progressing with that person and we haven't had these type of conversations, I think it's kind of important. And maybe you don't have to do this particular test, right? But don't you think those type of conversations are important? Because knowing how somebody receives and gives love is important.
Yes, but where I think it becomes dangerous is that book could say that you may not be as compatible with somebody because they don't receive it.
This is not about compatibility at all, though.
Well, I said I don't know as much about the love language, but
Right.
I'm saying you say how you receive love and how you give love. But if that doesn't coincide with, if they say, well, I don't work well with somebody who gives and receives love the way you do, and it could say, okay, well, that person and me don't work well together, or I don't. If we all abide by that doctrine of the love language, and it doesn't work for our situation, but we could be right for each other other ways. We're not just following just that. And I think I'm getting off point, but I'm just going to say it's a lot of different things that go into how you relate to a person and how you get along with a person. It's not just that one love situation.
And so, like, love languages, it doesn't talk about anybody if they're compatible or not. It just is for informational purposes to get to know, like, exactly how that person gives and receives love. Because regardless of how I give or receive love, if you can figure it out and work with me in that manner, then we're good, right?
Well, speaking of books, Steve Harvey made one too.
We're going to change books?
We talking about books. Remember you said,
Go ahead. No,
a
no.
book. So
Go ahead.
speaking of books, Steve Harvey made a book.
What's it called?
How many times he married?
How
How many times he got married?
I don't keep track of.
But that's
Multiple times.
But this is the man to which whom you want to place your faith
He wrote love language?
in these
No,
books.
he did not. Gary Chapman wrote love language.
Yeah, right. Oh, who's Gary Chapman? I ain't heard of him. He came over my house. Thank you. I don't know Gary is. So my thing is that you want to talk about these books that's supposed to explain things. You know what else explains? Your own brain and your own mouth. Just having a conversation. Okay, yeah, you can. If I have a problem understanding my feelings, then yes, if I need to pick up a book or see a therapist or something, I get that. But from the gate, if we're getting to know each other and everything is swimmingly, okay, now, hey, honey, I know that we're having a great time and we've been dating for about a month. This is wonderful. So here's a test, and I want you to go over this and give these honest answers to these questions. No.
That sounds like that's coming from a place of experience.
Right.
No, it comes from place of experience. It comes from knowing what these love languages things are about. These I've actually been asked by people, mostly women. No, I'm sorry, I'm lying. All women that's wanting you to sit up here and take love language. Oh, this is like the big hot thing right now. What's your love
It's not
language
hot thing.
test
This has been a test for like 25 years now.
It's a hot thing. It's a lot of things that have been popping for 25
Gifts,
years.
Right
quality
there,
time,
right there.
Words of affirmation, acts of service, physical
So
touch.
I don't understand. So can we break down what that means as far as just small words of affirmation? Does that mean that you like to be told if you're doing well? Is
Right.
That, okay.
A great job, or
encouragement.
Right.
I love you.
That doesn't seem like that's something that you need to be told that. For
Right, that's
me,
what I'm saying.
But wait, you guys don't need to be told that, right? But there are plenty of other men and women that don't know that.
Then that's
well,
my
no, because
point.
if I'm in a relationship or a situation where I'm with someone, just growing up as a human being, you know that words of affirmation saying you're doing a good job is positive. If I'm saying to you, I appreciate you picking up my dry cleaning. You did a great job. I was behind. And just encouraging words for a relationship. Physical touch. Some people don't like to be touched. Some people do. You should probably by the
Shout
time
out to Savon.
by the time
Oh,
by the time you're of age.
I thought we were staying away from going right.
We were told that at the break.
Savon will be on my show on August 28th. So
Right.
yeah.
Should be back on our show to finish that conversation.
Piggybacking up.
Right. That's what it is.
I see what you're doing.
Right.
No, we're talking about dating.
The sincerest form of flattery
Is interpret. So gifts, I saw that up there as well. What does that mean that I give gifts or I get gifts? Or?
Right. So either your love language could be that you like to receive gifts, which everybody doesn't, or you are a gift giver. Like, I am a gift giver. That is how I show love. But I don't necessarily like to get gifts. I would rather have your time than anything else.
But would you reject said?
No, I wouldn't reject said gift.
So how does that break into a love language? If I get you a gift, it's because I care about you. I felt you needed it or whatever. How does that really translate into?
Here's how it translates, right? So I have a couple right now that I know that she hates getting gifts. She truly hates getting gifts. But that is how her husband shows his affection and love. He loves to give her gifts. And she's just like, oh, all right. But if you was to do something, she's an acts of service girl.
Mm-hmm.
She'd rather you go clean up the house, go wash the dishes, go get the dry cleaning, do all of those things. That means more to her than you just giving her.
But I don't think that has anything to do with having to study the language of love that person has. That's simply just a conversation of things that I prefer, because most people are going to.
Which goes back to honesty. I'd rather you take out the trash.
But you're missing the point. So many men have that problem.
No, okay. Now you're being sexist.
Men have a problem being honest.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about men have a problem of not knowing these things sometimes.
Are we told?
We don't need to know a list of things. We need to know it from you.
Right.
Why do I have to? Why do you need?
I agree with
maybe
you.
women have a problem with delivering the message.
And I agree with you, but you have a problem with delivery as well. Just check out No, I'm Right on Wednesdays at 8 p.m.
Okay, so now you're throwing shade to a guest. So how about that? How about you invite me on your show to throw shade? Now, you don't
Is that why we're on the show?
Because you don't want no problems with No, I'm Right, because you welcome me anytime.
Wait
you
a
don't
minute.
Want smoke.
No, you can have me on the
wait a
show.
minute.
I like
Hey,
to be on the
hey.
show as far as
Smoke.
shit.
Hey,
I want the smoke.
You
Come
don't
on,
want no
bring
smoke.
it.
Where's the
Bring
love
it.
language?
Bring it.
Exactly. She lost all that.
Maybe he likes to argue, and your love language is not throwing shade. I don't know.
Yeah, therefore, throw the whole love language in the trash.
Yeah.
Guess what, lady? She speaks for you. Hello.
Right.
No more ology for candy.
So listen.
Shadeology?
Right, exactly.
So listen. So that brings me to the next question. What do you feel is the hardest thing for a man in a relationship? What do you think is the hardest thing for a man in a relationship?
Expressing vulnerability and not being judged for it. How do I be a vulnerable individual in a relationship where I'm supposed to be unfeeling, or not unfeeling, sorry. The word is strong and the support all the time. I'm supposed to be the foundation all the time. How do I express that to my partner when women say, I want a man's man? I need my man to always be, he's always be on, he always be the tough guy, he always be the protector, all this other stuff. The man doesn't always feel that way. So for me, personally, I don't speak for all men or Mr. Anderson, but I'll say that expressing my vulnerability in ways that I am vulnerable and sometimes where I don't feel perfect in a relationship is difficult for me as a man.
And I do think women do have that sometimes. I understand that completely. It's about going back to that honesty, though. It is. What do you think?
I used to agree with Haven's dad, but not anymore.
I
think the hardest thing for men to have to deal with in a relationship is our lack of the ability to read a woman's mind. Because every way that a woman's feeling and, trying to understand why she's upset about this, why she feels this is important, why you should be doing this, why you should be doing that, is not communicated to him. He's just supposed to know. So, yeah, it may sound a bit biased, but it is what it is. I think that's the hardest thing for men to do, is to already just know what a woman's thinking.
Can that be? Go ahead. Sorry. Please. No.
I'm
Host.
gonna let you jump in 5.2 seconds.
Yes, ma'am.
But
1, 2, 3.
shut up. But when you have women, you don't always listen. I mean, I can think of a conversation that you and I had once, and you were saying that you don't always listen to what we have to say because you have to sift through the nonsense, right? That's what you said.
Okay, I don't know about that. I don't think that you're sifting through our nonsense.
No, you're saying that you all have to sift through our nonsense.
We have to sift through the personal attacks,
I just wanted to be the shortest guy on the TV.
The personal attacks, the specific, problems that y'all may irritants that y'all have with us, to get to the root. So yeah, I do agree that it's a lot of extra jargon that's said when y'all are delivering messages a lot of times. I do. And I feel that comes from a place of the past because women don't know how to let go of it.
But the thing is, if we're communicating, you just said the hardest thing is us communicating pretty much. So, but if we're communicating to you and it's going in one ear and out the other.
Right. We heard everything you said. We're just trying to see what part fits specifically with you. And that you don't make. Everybody has something important. There's a main idea in everything. So what is the main points you need to be explaining? Don't let your message get lost. That's the problem.
Okay. So
when you're expressing your message, don't let it get lost. Don't get hung up over the details.
Is he saying that he wants us to think like y'all? Is that what he's saying? That's what it sounds like.
Shout out to Steve Harvey. No, I don't think he's saying.
Steve, this for you.
No, I understand what he's saying. I think it's a little. I don't know. I don't say the word because I don't want to insult him, but I agree with a lot of what he's saying. Right, I would say contrived, but still, I agree with a lot of what he's saying. But because that's real, situational of women getting the message or what's really wrong with them out in what they're saying. Because what I would say in agreement with him is what they're mad about is not usually what they tell you they're mad about, or what the problem is isn't what they're saying to you. So that's a communication issue where they could just say to you, I'm hurt because you didn't go to my mom's house for Thanksgiving. But they're saying to you that you didn't take out the trash or whatever, the garbage or whatever you're talking about.
Sure.
Right.
So I'm gonna switch gears because I can debate this all night. But so let's talk about sex, guys.
Baby.
So,
I thought we were already
about sex, love, and relationships, right?
Baby, let's talk about sex.
Is that Art Garfunkel?
Let's talk about
Nathan?
All right,
this
so
guy has no. I told y'all he's not cool. I told y'all.
He's not trying
how
to
kinky
be.
are you willing to get with your mates? How kinky are you willing to get with
Mr. Anderson?
LA.
How kinky?
I feel like a little, soft music and candles and maybe some fruits and cream of whip.
Which is really
lights
not good
low.
for a woman because that can cause yeast infections. But continue.
Lights low and maybe not so much missionary. Just reverse the top. Sounds good. Yeah.
Reverse cowgirl, is that what you're saying?
I don't know what that is. I'm saying like.
So you're more traditional meat and potato?
If the man's always on top, and it's okay for you to be on top, and
it's okay.
we try it out. See what happens.
Let's see how this goes. Gosh golly, let's see how it goes.
Hey, what do we got to lose?
Hey, I know, right? We're still here. Right. It's okay. Right. Yeah. Happy birthday. Right.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Is he done?
Fellatio.
Fellatio.
Yeah, maybe. If
They fillet you.
If you don't know what fellatio is, guys. Yeah, that part.
They
I
fillet
thought
you.
It was a dish.
Huh?
That was a dish. Pan-seared.
Pan-seared fellatio.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Hot and steamy fellatio.
How kinky are you? I'm gonna shut him up. How kinky are you willing to get?
Well, I guess it defines you got to define the kink, but I'm kinking. If you want to say that's just straight sex, really. That's like Tuesday. I don't know. That's like.
What's your language?
So I'm just saying,
What's your language, sir?
So. For the record, I can say what I want because Haven doesn't know I'm on this show today.
Right.
So in my room now is a flogger. I have straps.
Yes.
I have.
High five, boo. High five.
Right.
Yes.
So it depends.
Paddles.
Like we paddles, whips.
Gangs.
I have been flogged at length by two separate people. They both got tired. Like it was a situation where I had my arms on a bar and my bare back, and they were just going after me. As far as kinks, when my partner's concerned, there's not really a hole that I won't penetrate. I mean, it just depends on I've had my nose, my tongue, my finger, every appendage. basically finger puppetry
Yes,
is what we
Lord.
can do. It just depends on, and it's not so much a hey, look what I can do. It's a seek or a journey to want to please my partner. So I have hard limits, like anybody, like most people do.
Right. So
LA.
we're talking about, you just talk BDSM language right
Right.
there.
Well, yeah, but no, I do. I mean, because that's everybody speaks that. I've had safe words with 2 or 3 of my exes. One was pickle juice, by the way.
Starburst.
Right.
Yes, that's
But no, I have hard limits. Like nothing can go in me.
So no pegging.
No pegging.
Okay.
But as far as manipulation of me, I've been tied up. I've tied up. Recently, as a matter of fact, some things are more entertaining than others. I don't know what it's called. Maybe you can help me. I like to be slapped. I do. I like to be slapped in the face. Right. It won't be the reaction you want, but yeah. Right. I do. Yeah. No. You gotta get in there. Like if we're in the throes of it, and I'll describe the scene. Not that bad, but I'll say that we're in the throes of it. It's you need to fuck me harder. And I'm like, well, shit. Let's get this shit fucking going. Do this or do that or whatever. But it's not a, like they're dominant or whatever. It's more of a just, this is what I want, and I'm telling you to please me.
I am
please
so hot
me
right now.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Where's some water?
That sounds great, Nathan.
So, have you spoken of your limits?
Huh?
Have you spoken of your limits on the show?
We talking about Nathan? I mean,
No. We're talking about.
LA?
Well, we can. Do you have limits?
Do you have limits?
I'm sorry, I thought I answered this.
LA's
So
limits
you're
is
not willing to
don't
do
turn the light
anything.
on. Keep the light off. Don't turn the light on. Right.
I don't know anything about playing Frogger.
Hardly Frogger.
Using Sun My Battleship.
So, like, have you used gels?
Yes,
and
yes.
toys and do you know what a cock ring is?
I do. I own 2.
Oh,
I
yes.
don't have. My real hard limit is food, and that has more to do with my career. Is that I have too much respect for food to involve it in my play because it's not sexual to me. It's not. It's my career. But anything else, like I don't do whipped cream and stuff. But anything else, like toys and stuff like that, like I call it my competitor. But the dildo and the vibrator, that's cool to start out with. And even during a little bit, but it can't be the star.
So I have a wand, so you would let me touch the tank right there, yeah?
The gooch, the tank, yeah. Tickle the frenulum,
Oh my God.
So for y'all that don't know, the frenulum,
Hallelujah. Yes,
the
Lord.
back of the penis, there's a confluence of nerve endings.
Between the anus
Right,
and
yeah.
your balls.
And
yes.
you just,
yes.
that right there, it's
that little
stimulation.
motion.
Yeah, it gets it going. Listen,
Yes, gets it all the way going.
all future
And,
partners
like, guys,
of
if you
mine.
want to try any of that, like, do it from the back too,
Right.
and use a wand
Facts.
and just touch it for him. Just touch it.
Right,
Just
right.
While you riding from
Right.
Oh my.
It's not even about
Lord.
it being hard or difficult or forceful or nothing like that. It's a lot of,
it's
like I was doing it while he was talking, but it's the slap and tickle, baby. Slap and tickle. We were talking outside about what I call putting out the candle. You hitting it from the back, you lick your thumb, and you put it on their butthole like that. Listen.
And just
Listen.
go for broke. Yes.
Sexiest thing in the world is you put your nose in a girl's asshole and your tongue in their vagina. My nigga, I'm telling you, listen.
Yes,
talk
Lord.
about it.
Yes.
Talk about it. Be
Yes.
about it.
Oh
Listen.
my gosh. Talk
Listen.
about it. Ella, you alright?
Listen, that's why I'm on the show. I don't tell you. I already talk
I
about
think
it.
we lost LA.
Listen, we lost LA after the clothes came off. I don't tell
Taking
you.
out the show.
So tell me,
Nick
okay.
Thorne.
Uh-huh.
So
It's a good show.
dick
yeah.
sucking. Is there an art to it for you? Like,
I would consider myself a expert when it comes to having females suck on my penis. I have actually told other women how they should be able to do it, and it's different for most guys. For me, I'm a rhythm and pace guy. Like it's not a lot of like some girls grab it, hold it, squeeze it around. No, I don't do all of that stuff. It's a lot of gentle motion, just the friction. It's just it's getting inside of it and getting in my mind. So the greatest thing a woman can do for you as a person, and I'm telling you, LA, I'm gonna improve your sex life. The greatest thing a woman can do for you, the greatest thing a woman, you don't have to get here. You have to get here. If you can get in my ear and say it and make me believe the narrative or the situation you're trying to get me to believe, you can get that. You can get in here. I take his off, just throw it all over the place. It's not even. It's no difficulty to it. If you can, the suspension of disbelief, just to say that I don't believe that we're in a cave and I'm your captive or whatever. You can get me to believe that shit. You can tell me whatever you want to tell me. You can call me the N-word if you want.
So listen, Mr. Don, can you throw that
You're
7 things that I think that men need? So 7 things men need in a relationship: praise and approval, which
Facts.
you agree.
Facts.
Respect.
Facts.
A sexual connection.
Facts.
Emotional intimacy.
Big facts.
A little space sometimes.
Cool out room.
Physical touch. And then security. Yes? Yes.
Facts.
All right. So, guys, this has been a riveting conversation. You guys have to come back. Especially
one person talking on the end.
Nathan.
Lord.
Because, Nathan, we got to have just a straight-up conversation about sex.
Sure, we need more
Why
time
don't y'all
about that.
just
Yeah.
talk off air? I don't even know why y'all do
Because
shows.
people
Just-
need to have it.
Yeah.
Just exchange phone numbers. I mean,
No. What it shows is that there are different sides to men's sexuality. Some people are more closed off, and some people aren't. Not saying pointing fingers saying who, but I've been around.
Right.
I'm 39 years old, and I'm here to fuck.
Oh!
You sir, are a Neanderthal. Okay?
Right.
You
All right, so-
are a Neanderthal.
So guys,
It's pronounced
listen.
Neanderthal.
Mr. John, can you bring that other picture up? Next week, I have Shawnee B on the show, and we are talking about deal with it. We're dealing with the loss of a parent, and how that affects your relationship.
segue.
Okay.
That's a deal with
The
it.
loss of a parent, what it takes its toll on a relationship, and if you've ever lost a parent, it's bad. But the support is different on both sides. So, this has been an awesome show with the Know I'm Right men. Nathan Price, LA. And this has been Candyology, wishing you love-filled days and orgasmic nights.
listen.
Have a great evening.
She's flying.
Right.